Very good evening, everyone. Charles here of FRGNT Daily Chart Analysis. The current date, Monday the 8th of December, and it's just approaching 20 to 8, my time here in Milan. Now, as we wrap up the evening's order of play, just to take a look at Eurgbp and how I managed to take 2.5 or 2.35% to be exact out of the market. So you can see my initial entry was shaping a lot better in terms of risk to reward ratio. I was looking for around about 4.5, 4.6% return. However, this is a great example to show that although what is a textbook setup may not always provide you with a textbook entry. And sometimes we simply have to adapt with the market, stay in flow with price action, and as price adapts, we must adapt as well. So as you can see from the top, there was that 15-minute order block that essentially created the break of structure. We simply waited for price to return back into that 15-minute order block, and it did so. However, that was before my trading time of trading after London has opened. So I had to sit and I watched as price tapped into my lower time frame order block within this 15-minute order block and price melted. However, the good news is that simply showed me that the order block that I had created was providing, or the order block that was there was providing the liquidity. Therefore, all I had to do was, as soon as London had opened, wait for further breaks of structure and confirmations before taking that position. Now, ordinarily, I had located that 5-minute order block up at the highs, and as you can see, that's where I had my sell limit sat up until a couple of hours ago, where I had decided to take that off. So in the meantime, and why I say we must acknowledge when price is not really providing us with the perfect entry criteria, and then we have to flow with market. So we can see that from this area, price did indeed create a break of structure, and of course we was waiting for price to return for that sell limit. However, what we can see after this lower low was created, a lower high. Now, we didn't recognize that this was a lower high until the lower low was then created. So the same again in terms of rinse and repeat. Once that lower low was then created, I was able to isolate an order block in the market and simply set a sell limit from that area. And essentially what you can see is the rest was history. After the lower low, lower high, creating the order block after the lower low, pull back into that area of imbalance, sell limit set, stop loss remain the same, targets remain the same. Unfortunately, the entry just had to slide down somewhat, but as you can see, price toppled into profits right away, returned back to entry just the once. As price came down to here, went break even, and the rest, as they say, was history. So there's a brief lesson on what may look like the perfect and textbook setup, even here on the 15-minute time frame. It's absolutely textbook. We cannot always sit back and wait for the perfect entry. Sometimes we must adapt our entry criteria. As long as it makes sense, the stop loss remained in place, the targets remained in place, and the only variable on this occasion was my risk to reward ratio, of which was still banked a healthy 2.35% for the day. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening. I appreciate your time, support, and energy across the social platforms. All the very best and good luck in your trading journey. Take care. Charles.